China Special Place presents Head to Head High School Challenge, brought to you by McDonald's. Nobody can do it like McDonald's can. This week's contestants are from Auburn High School of Auburn, Alabama, and Hardaway High School of Columbus. And now, the host of Head to Head, Steve Beverly.
Thank you, players, thank you, audience, and thank you, John Drew. And let's all play head-to-head, where every week we try to find out if three heads are better than one. This is our third quarterfinal match as we continue our search for the first high school Challenge Cup champion. Let's meet our players and coaches for this week. First, our quarterfinal qualifier from Auburn High School of Auburn, Alabama, the coach of the team, Raynell Jones, and a senior playing for the team this week, a National Merit finalist, Becky Bennett. The captain of the team, a senior and member of the National Honor Society, Chuck Ledbetter, and a sophomore and a member of the Foreign Language Club, Julie Thompson, Auburn High School. And now, from Columbus, Georgia, our other quarterfinal team, Hardaway, introducing tonight a senior on the team, Haynes Brook, a junior and the captain of the team, Jim Salter, and another senior, Sandra White, and the coach of the Hardaway Hawks, Joyce Little, Hardaway High of Columbus. We play several rounds of questioning on head-to-head every week, and we'll be back with that first round, which is called the Minute Quiz, right after this timeout.
Chris is my very best friend in the whole world. We're exactly alike. We both love horses, and we both hate our hair. Yeah!
Best friends are for sharing all the things that you love. McDonald's shares the good times with you. No one sees the world like you do.
The best thing about Chrissy is she's my best friend.
Here's to the two of you.
Wowee! Time's running out on McDonald's biggest game ever, the $10 million Build a Big Mac game.
Yeah, but there's still millions of prizes left to win.
Right, boss. Ranging from our Big Mac sandwich to Coca-Cola.
To lots of cash prizes.
Whoopee! There's still so much for people to win.
So don't just sit there.
Get out of your chair and play.
Come and build a Big Mac.
Start building your fortune today.
Yeah.
Our winning school at the end of our tournament, which will be on May the 30th, will receive $500 in cash from McDonald's and the beautiful High School Challenge Cup trophy, and that will be on its way shortly here to WTVM. We play several rounds of questioning on head-to-head, and the questions are research, verified, and developed by the curriculum and secondary education staffs of the Muskogee County School District. Acting as our judge tonight, our good friend, Dr. Fred Kirby. Dr. Kirby. And before tonight's program, we flipped a coin between the teams, and Auburn High, you won the toss on the Minute Quiz, our first round. And it goes like this. You'll have 60 seconds to answer up to 7 questions. If you get them all right, you'll get a bonus and 50 points. 5 points apiece for every correct answer. If you don't know one, don't stammer over at teams for a long time. Just say pass. We'll come back to it if we have time in your round. Auburn, we'll start with Captain Chuck Ledbetter. And Chuck, we'll ask you to pick packet A or B.
A.
Packet A. Remember, 5 points apiece on every correct answer. We wish both teams much good luck tonight. And starting with packet A for Auburn, here we go. What does the acronym OPEC stand for?
Pass.
What is the minimum age for election to the U.S. Senate?
30.
Correct. Give the name of Washington Irving's frightened schoolmaster in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Ichabod Crane.
Correct. What was the name of King Arthur's sword?
Excalibur.
Correct. What insect is the carrier of African sleeping sickness?
Tsetse.
Correct. Belgrade is the capital of what country?
Pass.
Which blood solids play an important role in clotting of blood?
Platelets.
Correct. Going back to your passes, what does the acronym OPEC stand for?
Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries.
Correct. Belgrade is the capital of what country?
Yugoslavia.
Correct. 7 for 7 and 50 points for Auburn. That is the way the Minute Quiz is played, and so Hardaway, we will turn to you. And packet B, you're familiar with this. I think the last time out you went 7 for 7 in this round, so let's see how well you do. Same rules apply, and we start with this one. What does the acronym SALT stand for?
Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty.
Correct. What is the minimum age for election to the U.S. House of Representatives?
25.
Correct. Give the name of Washington Irving's famous sleeper.
Pass.
Family.
I heard the pass first. What was the name of the magician who advised King Arthur?
Merlin.
Correct. What insect is the carrier of malaria?
Mosquito.
An Anopheles mosquito.
That is correct. Budapest is the capital of what country?
Hungary.
Correct. Which blood cells carry oxygen?
Red blood cells.
Correct. Going back, give the name of Washington Irving's famous sleeper.
Rip Van
Van
Winkle.
Winkle.
7 for 7. We're all tied up at 50. I said before this game that it would probably be a close one because both teams did well their first time out, and it is tied up at 50-50, so this time we'll go with the team that did not start the first minute quiz. Our second minute quiz is played the same way. The only difference is the point value doubles. 10 points apiece for every correct answer, and teams, if you get all 7 of them in this round, 100 points with the bonus thrown in. Hardaway, you'll get the first choice this time. Packets A or B?
Packet A.
Packet A. Remember, the point value doubles, the scores could really change, and they could stay as tight as they are right now. 50-50 the score. We start with this one on Packet A. Name the mountains which serve as a boundary between Europe and Asia.
Ural.
Correct. Who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird?
Harper Lee.
Correct. Amendment 16 to the U.S. Constitution made what kind of tax legal?
Income.
Correct. Name any prime number between 88 and 100.
91.
Incorrect. By what common name do we know phalanges?
Fingers.
Correct. Who wrote Jabberwocky?
Carroll.
That's correct. What name is given to the radiation belt that surrounds the Earth?
Pass.
Going on. What name is given to the radiation belt that surrounds the Earth?
Ozone layer.
I'm sorry. Van Allen belt. Van Allen radiation belt. All right. 5 out of 7 in your round. A grand total of 50 points in the second minute quiz for Hardaway. Okay. Jim, I believe you said 91 on the prime number. There are 2 prime numbers between 88 and 100, 89 or 97. Those are the 2 prime numbers. Okay, it's 100 to 50. Hardaway is on top. We turn now to Auburn High. Same rules apply for you, 10 points apiece, and yours start with this one. Name the mountains which lie between Spain and France.
Pyrenees.
Correct. Who wrote The Heart is a Lonely Hunter?
Pass.
Amendment 24 to the U.S. Constitution made what kind of tax illegal?
Poll tax.
Correct. Name any prime number between 68 and 80.
Pass.
By what common name do we know the patella?
Tongue.
Incorrect. Who wrote the poem entitled Gunga Din?
Kipling.
Correct. Name the comet which last appeared in 1910 and is due to reappear in 1986.
Halley's.
Correct. Going to your passes. Who wrote The Heart is a Lonely Hunter?
Pass.
Name any prime number between 68 and 80.
79.
That's correct. Going back. Who wrote The Heart is a Lonely Hunter?
Fitzgerald.
I'm sorry. Carson McCullers. Carson McCullers is the correct answer. So in your round, 5 out of 7, pardon me, 50 points. So we're all tied up again at 100 all. Now, Carson McCullers wrote The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. The one that you missed, by what common name do we know the patella? The kneecap. The kneecap is the correct answer. So, at the end of our first 2 rounds on head-to-head this week, the score is all tied up at 100 apiece. Lots more questioning to come, and our next round is called One-on-One right after this message.
Chris is my very best friend in the whole world. We're exactly alike. We both have trouble with math. What's the square root of 164? We both love horses. And we both hate our hair. Yeah! We even like the same guy, and then we found out he likes Marshall Wilkes. Marshall Wilkes?
Nobody's closer. You're 2 of a kind. With a smile she tells you she knows what's on your mind. Best friends are for sharing all the things that you love. McDonald's shares the good times with you. No one sees the world like you do.
Best thing about Chrissy is she's my best friend.
Here's to the two of you.
In one-on-one, each individual player has the chance to shine. I'll be asking each of them a question, and they'll have 10 seconds to come up with the correct answer. 25 points if they are correct. Players, you can't consult with each other in this round, but we will go from left to right. Up to 75 points is available in this round, and so the scores could really change. Since we are still tied at 100 all, we start this time out with Auburn. You'll have a choice of packet A or B here, 25 points apiece, so check which packet would you like.
Packet A.
Packet A. I think everybody's taken packet A the first time out. We will start with the senior on the left here, Becky Bennett. You'll have 10 seconds for this question. This will be a multiple choice question, so I advise you to use your pad on this. Under the National Security Act, who has authority to direct military action in a crisis should the president be unavailable to do so? Is it the Vice President, the Secretary of State, or the Secretary of Defense? 10 seconds. Your answer.
The Vice President?
I'm sorry, Secretary of Defense is the correct answer. I believe that came up during the recent crisis we had with the assassination attempt. Okay. For Chuck Ledbetter, the captain of the team, yours is multiple choice as well. The Rhine River empties into what body of water? Is it the North Sea, the Baltic Sea, or the Mediterranean Sea? 10 seconds. Your answer.
North Sea.
North Sea is right for 25 points. Let's move on over to the sophomore, Julie Thompson. Julie, yours is multiple choice as well. What is the primary cause or factor in the changing of color of leaves in the autumn? Is it the age of the leaves, frost or freezing, the lowering of temperature, or the shortened length of daylight? 10 seconds. Your answer.
Frost or freezing?
The correct answer, shortened length of daylight, is the correct one. 20 points in your one-on-one round, and so that puts, at this point, Auburn is on top, 125 to 100. Okay, Hardaway, for you, it's catch-up time in the round. We'll start with Haynes Brooks, senior, over on the left-hand side. Multiple choice question. In fact, I'll tell you all, they are all the way out. Under the Presidential Succession Amendment, who follows the Secretary of State in the line of succession? Is it the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of Treasury, or the Attorney General? 10 seconds. Your answer.
Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of the Treasury is the correct answer. He's next in line immediately after the Secretary of State. Okay, moving on over to Jim Salter. Jim, the Danube River empties into what body of water? Is it the Black Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, or the Adriatic Sea? 10 seconds. Your answer.
The Black Sea?
Black Sea is right for 25 points. Okay, we're all tied up, and we'll move over to the senior now, Sandra White. Sandra, the speed of sound through air depends on which of these following factors? Is it the intensity of the sound wave, the frequency of the sound wave, the phase of the sound wave, or the temperature of the air? 10 seconds. Your answer.
Temperature of the air?
Temperature is right for 25 points. And so at the end of our one-on-one round, it's very tight this week. Hardaway is on top, 150, and Auburn 125. As you can see, our teams are demonstrating broad knowledge here this week, and we want to talk to them about some of the things that have been going on with them. And I'm going to come over to the captain of Auburn High, Chuck Ledbetter. Chuck, I understand that your head-to-head team, along with some others, have been very successful in the Scholar Bowl competition over in Alabama.
That's right. Julie, Becky, Andy Carter, Van Dixon, Jay French, and myself are a Scholars Bowl team. We won our district in Alabama. We'll be going to state in Birmingham May 6th.
Now, are you giving questions and answers similar to the way it is here?
Fairly similar, except it's a toss-up question and who can answer it first. You have two teams, and the team that answers first gets the points.
I guess it's the kind of thing like here. The competition gets stiffer the higher up you go.
Right.
We wish you all very good luck as we do the rest of the way here on Head to Head, and I think that the Auburn Tigers in the audience feel the same way. How about that? Get a little help from the Hardaway folks, too. Okay. Let me come over, and I want to talk on the far left over here to Haynes Brook. And Haynes, you're one of the two seniors on this team, and I understand that yesterday at Hardaway High was a big day. It was Kitty Day. Now tell us what happens on Kitty Day.
Well, Kitty Day is a special day for the seniors especially. Everybody gets to dress up, have a good time, pretend they're kids again. People wear things that they might have worn when they were little kids. And in fact, we asked our coach if we could come to head-to-head dressed in our Kitty Day outfits, but she said
So
we
that
couldn't.
is not acceptable.
It wasn't acceptable. No, but it's just a traditional sort of thing that comes at the end of the year at Hardaway. Everybody has a good time with
Might
it.
I ask what you went dressed as?
Well, I went dressed as an Army man.
As an Army
I
man.
used to play Army man when I was a little boy.
Audience, was that a lot of fun at Hardaway yesterday? Wish you a lot of good luck on the rest of the program. Now, let me explain to you who the rest of the teams are that we'll be playing as we continue on out. This is our third quarterfinal matchup. The winner here qualifies for the semifinals against next week's winner, and that matchup between Columbus High and against Opelika. We have potential next week of a real rivalry matchup in the semifinals, depending on who wins between Columbus and Opelika and who wins here. Now, going on, the quarterfinals look like this. On May the 16th, we will be having Stuart Quitman going against Pacelli. That's the first semifinal match. Then on May the 23rd, the winner here takes on Columbus against Opelika. The championship match, May the 30th, right here Saturday night at 6:30 on Channel 9, $500 to the winning school from McDonald's, and we're very proud of their participation. May I say, before we go on and play the third degree, we're trying to find out what kind of interest we have for teams to play the rest of the way out and possibly next year on head-to-head. If your school is interested in competing on next year's head-to-head tournament, we wish you would drop us a line. The address is Head-to-Head, Post Office Box 1848, Columbus, Georgia, 31902. Again, Head-to-Head, Post Office Box 1848, Columbus, 31902. Drop us a line and try to get it to us before June the 1st if you'd like to play on head-to-head next year with your school. Audience, let's play the third degree. How about that? Teams, as we play the third degree, let me remind you once again of the score because strategy becomes all important here. It is Hardaway 150, Auburn 125. In the third degree, you have a choice of a 50-point question, a 100-point question, or going all the way to the third degree, it's a 200-point question. One question is inside this envelope. For 100 points, you'll have two questions. For 200 points, you'll have three. The only catch is to get your points, you must get every question right that's in that envelope. That's where the strategy is involved. Auburn, you are down by 25 points at this time. You'll get first crack. First, the point value.
200 points.
200 points. Packet A or B?
A.
Packet A. Now, you'll have 30 seconds to answer this question. Take all the time that you need and use your notes. I will advise you to do that. First off, and be sure to write down some notes as I ask these questions. First off, which author of fiction felt that the participation of one of his ancestors in the Salem witch trials affected this author's own life? And this author also wrote The Scarlet Letter. Second question, what do we call a star which has collapsed on itself with a gravitational field so strong that not even light can escape to reveal its presence? And finally, and please use your notes here, I'm going to give you 4 characters and 4 works of literature. I want you to pair up the characters with those works. The characters are these: Simon Legree, Injun Joe, Long John Silver, and Natty Bumppo. The works are Treasure Island, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, The Last of the Mohicans, and Uncle Tom's Cabin. Match them up. You have 30 seconds. Good luck. Okay, I'll read the questions. Which author of fiction felt the participation of one of his ancestors in the Salem witch trials affected the author's own life? He also wrote The Scarlet Letter.
Nathaniel Hawthorne.
That's correct. Now, what do we call a star which has collapsed on itself with a gravitational field so strong not even light can escape to reveal its presence?
Black hole.
That's correct. Now, pair the characters with the work of literature. I'll call them off one by one. Simon Legree.
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Correct. Injun Joe.
Tom Sawyer.
Correct. Long John Silver.
Treasure Island.
And Natty Bumppo.
Last of the Mohicans.
Right you are for 200 points. That is a tough question, and you did a beautiful job on that. All right, that brings your score up to 325 points. Hardaway, you are down by 175. Which packet would you like? Point value first.
200 points.
Okay, then no choice. Packet B. Same rules will apply for you, and I urge you to take all the time and make all the notes that you need to and that you feel are necessary here. First off, this author fictionized his seagoing adventures in Typee, Omoo, Redburn, White Jacket, and Moby Dick. Who is this author? Second, what do we call a previously unobservable or inconspicuous star which suddenly flares up to many times its normal brightness? And finally, the same type of question. Pair the character with the work of literature. Here are the characters. Ishmael, Jim Hawkins, Ebenezer Scrooge, Becky Thatcher. The literature works. Moby Dick, A Christmas Carol, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Treasure Island. You have 30 seconds. Good luck. This author fictionized his seagoing adventures in Typee, Omoo, Redburn, White Jacket, and Moby Dick. Who is he?
Herman Melville.
Correct. What do we call a previously unobservable or inconspicuous star which suddenly flares up to many times its normal brightness?
A nova.
That's correct. Now, pair the character with a work of literature. First, Ishmael.
Moby Dick.
Correct. Jim Hawkins.
Treasure Island.
Correct. Ebenezer Scrooge.
A Christmas Carol.
Becky Thatcher.
Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
You got them all for 200 points. And that means at the end of our third degree round, the score, Hardaway 350, Auburn 325, but it still could be decided on the final exam right after this message. I got him.
Chris is my very best friend in the whole world. We're exactly alike. We both have trouble with math.
What's the square root of 164?
We both love horses. And we both hate our hair.
Yeah.
We even like the same guy, then we found out he likes Marshall Wilk.
Marshall Wilk! Nobody's closer. You're two of a kind. With a smile she tells you she knows what's on your mind. Best friends are for sharing all the things that you love. McDonald's shares the good times with you. No one sees the world like you do.
That's best thing about Chrissy is she's my best friend.
Here's to the two of you.
As I used to say when I was a radio sportscaster, we've got a real tooth puller here tonight, and any team that comes up with a victory tonight, and even the team that doesn't, is going to have a lot to be proud of. It's been a great matchup. Hardaway is on top 350 to 325. Teams, the final exam works like this. The questions range from 1...
Here's to the two of you.
As I used to say when I was a radio sportscaster, we've got a real tooth puller here tonight, and any team that comes up with a victory tonight, and even the team that doesn't, is going to have a lot to be proud of. It's been a great matchup. Hardaway is on top 350 to 325. Teams, the final exam works like this. The questions range from 100 to 500 points. They do get tougher as the point value gets higher. You have 30 seconds to use your notes, talk it over, decide what you want to do, and then come up with a correct answer. Auburn, you are down at this point by 25 points. Which point value would you like to go for?
400 points.
400 points. Packet A or B?
Packet A.
Packet A. Remember, 30 seconds on this one. Good luck to you, to both teams at this point. For 400 points, name the structure in the eye associated with each of the following functions. The structure in the eye. Here are the functions: color vision, twilight and peripheral vision, focusing, and the opening in the iris which admits light. You give me the structures. 30 seconds, good luck. Okay, the functions one by one. Color vision.
Cones.
Correct. Twilight and peripheral vision.
Rods.
Focusing.
Lens.
Opening of the iris, which admits light.
Pupil.
Right, you are for 400 points. All right, Hardaway, you are down by 375 points. You got to go for 400 or greater. Which will it be?
400 points.
400 points. Packet B, you have 30 seconds on this one. Good luck to you, whatever happens here. For 400 points and the game, name the parts of the brain which primarily control the following functions: respiration, sight, muscular coordination, and memory. 30 seconds, good luck. Your answers: respiration.
The motor lobe.
The motor lobe, Judge, is that? I'm sorry. So that means tonight, with a score of 725 points, our champion is Auburn High School. We're very short on time. Respiration was the medulla. Sight, the cerebrum. Muscular coordination, the cerebellum. Memory, the cerebrum. That's it for head-to-head. We've got to run. We'll see you again next week. Good night, everybody.
Head-to-Head has been brought to you by McDonald's. Nobody can do it like McDonald's can. This has been a studio presentation of WTVM.